Welcome to the deep dive. We take a whole stack of sources, dig through them, and pull out the key bits of knowledge for you. Today we're diving into a place maybe you only know as somewhere you rush through, Shinagawa. All bullet trains and skyscrapers, right? Well, yeah, but underneath all that modern hustle, there's this incredible depth, layers of history, some really surprising secrets. So our mission today is to really explore what was once Shinagawamachi, the historical district, now part of the bigger Shinagawa ward in Tokyo. And the sources we've got, they're this great mix of like old tales and current hidden spots you can actually go find. We're going to peel back the layers.
Exactly. Because back in Edo, Japan, Shinagawamachi wasn't just, a place on a map. It was the gateway to the capital. Really crucial. Think of it like the throat of Edo, basically.
Yeah.
Everything flowed through it. People, goods, ideas. We're going to explore how that past really shaped the Shinagawa you see today. You'll find some pretty unexpected things.
Okay, let's unpack this then. First stop has to be Shinagawa-shuku, the very first post town on the Tokaido Road, right, during the Edo period. So not just a rest stop, but like Edo's front door, a major hub. They called it the throat of Edo. And I read it was famous for something specific, Shinagawa tuna. Was that just like good local fish?
Ah, the Shinagawa tuna. Well, yes, but it's tied to this amazing legend. Really tells you something about the time. It's called the miracle of the tuna well. Imagine, it's a really harsh winter, fish are super scarce, and the shogun, Tokugawa Iemitsu, he suddenly wants tuna, desperately. So this poor fisherman, he's got nothing. He goes to Shinagawa Shrine, prays for help, like a miracle. And the next day, they find live tuna, not in the sea, but in a spring inside the shrine grounds.
Wow, seriously? In a spring?
Seriously.
Yeah.
It shows how, the sacred and the everyday were totally intertwined back then. Even the shogun wanting fish becomes this spiritual event. It shows this worldview where good fortune, business, everything was linked to respecting the gods, the spirits. It's fascinating.
That is an amazing story. And the best part is, it's not just a story. The actual tuna well, you can still see it today. It's right there in Shinagawa Shrine, North Shinagawa. Just this unassuming stone well, apparently still flowing with clear water.
That's right. And it's a gem because, well, obviously no tuna anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
But the water itself is still seen as auspicious. Good for business, good for fishing hauls. People still come for blessings. Local shop owners, people in business, they draw water. It connects them right back to that history, that belief, plus the shrine itself. It's just got this ancient, quiet feel, a real escape. You feel the history of the post town's faith center.
So if you go to Shinagawa Shrine, you have to find this little stone well, really feel that legend, and maybe pop into the Shinagawa Shuku Karyukan nearby too. It's a local history museum, right? Gives you more context for the whole post-town vibe.
Good idea. It helps piece it all together.
Okay, so we've got the bustling trade, the miracles, but these Edo hubs, they often had another side, didn't they? Maybe a bit less shiny. What about the entertainment districts in Shinagawa? What stories do they tell?
Right, that's a really important piece of the puzzle. Being the first stop, Shinagawa drew tons of travelers. So naturally, an entertainment district popped up, the Tsukuba Yukaku. And within that, the Teradomarichi area was known for its high-class geishas. Literati, artists, they went there.
Famous floating world.
Exactly. But behind the glamour, well, life was hard for many of the courtesans. Many died young, tragically, and they were buried nearby at Kaisoji Temple, which interestingly is also called Tsukimidera, the moon-viewing temple.
Moon-viewing temple, that sounds beautiful, but maybe a bit sad too.
It is. Inside Kaisoji, you'll find the Yujozuka, the courtesans' graves. Just rows of nameless tombstones. They really speak to that transient beauty, but also the sorrow hidden behind the floating world's facade. Hiroshi's prints show the lively town, the courtesans, but this is the other side.
It's easy to just see the romance in those prints, isn't it? But this temple, Kaisoji, it sounds like a powerful place to visit. What's its specific charm today?
I think you'd find it's the quietness. It's very tranquil. And standing by the Yujozuka, you really get this sense of melancholy, this quiet connection to that history. And that name, Tsukimidera, it came from when you could actually see the Shinagawa Sea from there, before all the land reclamation.
Oh, wow. So you could imagine them watching the moon over the water.
Exactly. It adds this whole layer of symbolism. It's one of the few places in Shinagawa that still really feels like Edo.
So if you go, maybe visit quietly, bow at the graves, just imagine the shamisen music, the moon over the sea that isn't there anymore, and maybe look up those Hiroshi prints afterwards, compare the past and present, see the life and the sorrow.
That contrast is really striking.
Okay, let's shift gears. A huge turning point for Japan. Commodore Perry. The Black Ships, 1853. They first anchored off Shinagawa, right, near where Odaiba is now.
That's correct. And it was a massive shock to the system. The shogunate panicked, basically. The immediate reaction was, we need defenses now.
Yeah.
So they rushed to build the Odaiba, those sea forts, all along the coast there, especially around Gotenyama.
Gotenyama. Wasn't that something else before? Not just coastline.
You got it. That's the fascinating part.
Mm-hmm.
Gotenyama was originally a Tokugawa family villa, famous for its beauty, its gardens, and especially its cherry blossoms, a super popular hanami spot.
So they built forts right in the middle of this beautiful spot.
Pretty much. Military necessity took over. But here's the thing. Despite the fortifications, the cherry blossoms kept blooming every year. Like nature just carried on.
That's quite an image. So can you still experience that today? Amongst all the modern buildings near Shinagawa Station, find those blossoms, that history.
You absolutely can, and it's a real hidden gem. The Gotenyama Garden ruins, and the paths around there is on the Takanawa side near the Konan exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly offices now, but there are these pockets of green space left from the old villa grounds. There's even a stone monument marking the history.
Yeah.
But the real secret is the surrounding streets, like Gotenyama Dori. In spring, they are lined with cherry blossoms, and way, way fewer crowds than, say, Ueno.
Ah, a secret sakura spot.
Exactly. You get this amazing mix of the history of the Bakumatsu era, where Japan's isolation ended, right alongside this beautiful, peaceful cherry blossom experience.
Okay, so timing is key. Late March, early April for the blossoms. Go for a walk there, and maybe combine it with a visit to Odaiba Park. See the actual fort ruins. Feel that black ship history.
Definitely. And the Shinagawa Ward History Museum has great models and info, too, if you want to dive deeper into that whole period.
Right, so we've seen Shinagawa as a gateway, a defense point. Then came the Meiji era. Big changes again, right?
Yeah.
Industrialization.
Huge changes. Shinagawa became much more industrial, lots of fish markets near the coast.
Okay, fish markets. I sense another story coming.
You do. With fish markets and industry came rats. A serious rat problem.
Ah, and the solution.
Cats. Lots and lots of cats were brought in to deal with the rats.
Makes sense. Did it work?
Well, yes and no. It worked on the rats, but then they had a cat problem. Too many feral cats becoming a nuisance themselves.
Oh, dear. So what happened to the cats?
This is where it gets really unique and kind of touching.
Yeah.
Later on, people felt, well, maybe responsible. They decided to memorialize the spirits of these unowned cats. So they set up a Nekazuka, a cat mound, or sometimes it's a cat Jizo statue at Kaisoji Temple.
The same temple with the courtesans.
The very same one. It's this amazing layering of history. This act, it wasn't just about pest control aftermath. It speaks volumes about a Japanese perspective on responsibility, even towards animals caught up in human problems. They sought spiritual comfort for them.
A cat memorial. That's something you don't hear about every day. So this Nekazuka is our next hidden gem at Kaizuchi.
Yep, it's there, tucked away in the grounds. It's small, just a little stone Jizo statue, often depicted as a cat.
What's the charm of finding this little spot?
Well, it's just this incredibly touching link to the ordinary people of Shinagawa during that time of massive change. It shows their warmth, their connection to even these stray animals. It was meant to comfort the spirits of those Meiji-era cats, but now it's become a place where cat lovers go, like a little pilgrimage.
People pray for their own pets there.
Sometimes, yeah. The temple occasionally has these cute cat-shaped ima wooden prayer plaques where you can write wishes for your pets. It's just a very low-key but really heartwarming spot.
So after you pay respects at the Yujozuka, you should definitely look for the Nekazuka too. Maybe even write one of those cat ima. Connect with that history of people and animals in a changing city.
It's a lovely way to do it.
Okay, one last area to explore. Water. Shinagawa and the Meguro River. Vital waterway, but also tricky to cross back in Edo times, right? On the Tokaido. There's even a story about Tokugawa Ieyasu needing help getting across.
That's the legend. Shows how much of a barrier it could be. The river was hugely significant. Because it was hard to cross, lots of ferry points popped up. There were key transit spots for people and goods. Plus, the riverbanks themselves were popular places for Edo folks to just, hang out, take a walk, enjoy the scenery.
So it really shaped how people moved and lived around there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Natural features like rivers basically dictated how early cities grew.
And today, can we still find traces of that river history? Our final hidden gem is along the Meguro River in Shinagawa Ward, around Osite Plaza Park and down towards Ahashi.
Yes, and it's another case of modern Shinagawa respecting its past. The old ferries are gone, of course, but places like Osite Plaza Park have created the Shinagawa Water Corridor. It's got info panels explaining the river's role right by the water.
Okay, learning by the riverside.
And here's the other secret, tying back to cherry blossoms again. Everyone knows Nakameguro for sakura along the Meguro River.
Right, it's incredibly famous and crowded.
Exactly. But the stretch of the river within Shinagawa Ward, from Gotanda down to Ohashi, just as beautiful with cherry blossoms, but with way, way fewer people.
Another secret sakura spot. Shinagawa's full of them.
It really is. It feels much more private, peaceful. The paths are great for walking or cycling, a totally different vibe.
So you can walk or bike that Shinagawa stretch of the river, check out Osite, and definitely go during sakura season. Focus on Gotanda to Ohashi for that quieter experience. Keep an eye out for old bits of stone wall, maybe.
You might spot some remnants, and if they light up the blossoms at night, it's incredibly peaceful. Really lovely.
So wrapping this all up, it's just so clear. Shinagawa is way more than a train station you rush through. It's packed with Edo history, Bakumatsu drama, these really human stories. Miraculous wells, sad temples, secret blossoms, cat memorials. Each spot unlocks something.
And the big takeaway is how Shinagawa has always been changing. From that crucial post town to an industrial engine, now this sleek, modern hub. The history is layered. You've got the grand events, but also the quiet, everyday lives of the people who live there, all tangled together.
So what does this mean for you listening? Well, next time you're in Shinagawa, maybe don't just run for the train. Slow down. Look for that ancient well, that quiet temple, those blossom-lined streets hiding in plain sight. How might actually seeing these hidden corners change how you feel about a place you thought was just modern? And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other hidden gems, what forgotten stories are waiting in the places you pass through every single day?